I was so angry, I almost didn't publish this video. Super glad I've decided to though.
You might have a cheeky dog, but you do not have a dog that's currently trying to play with its tug while it's attached to you. We're going to the creek. Up. Good. Brought Fern to the creek on this extremely hot day. And looky what I have found here. This is crevicing paradise. Every single spot you see gravel like this is a good indicator that there's probably going to be gold there. And I've just taken my first pan. That's upstream, the water's coming down here, and this is the first spot we had gravel. So likely, the first place gold has an opportunity to fall out. When the dirt's dry like that, you've really got to sort of massage it. Otherwise, it just floats away. I'm only using the baby 10-inch pan for a little bit of fun, so that's about far enough down. Did we get any gold? Oh yeah, did we ever? Look at the flower gold. There'd be 100 pieces of gold in that pan right now. Most of them absolutely tiny, but nonetheless. Fern is over by the first crevice I did. There's a series of crevices I haven't even touched yet, and I've come to the very end. I spotted this little pocket of gravel here and this little pocket here, and I'm interested to know if gold made it this far. Those crevices were super quick to work. Here's our dirt, there's our water. It's important to wash your roots. I got a good feeling about this. What's your predictions? What's your predictions? I reckon we're going to see some pieces. I reckon we'll actually get some flakes in this one. That's my bet, because there's a lot more rock in it. "10-inch pan, can we get some 10-inch pieces?" Oh, there we go. We did still get gold. Not as much as the first one though. It was the last crevice. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, this looks promising. Big rocks. Nice depression in the bedrock. Oh, actually, that might come up in a... It does. Oh, damn. Doesn't look like there's that much sort of heavies or anything in there. Oh yeah, but the flower gold's pretty good. Look at that. I suppose I just wanted to show you guys that you never know what you're going to get in a crevice. I wasn't expecting to find gold in every single one I tried, but I'm not arguing. So I'll finish all these off and show you what I get at the end of the day. And this is what we got. Doing this with my left hand. Now, it was a lazy day. It was a real lazy day, because I think we're both a bit tired from all the work we've been doing for the last week. It's been pretty intense, but that is the result from a couple of hours worth of panning in the area. Crevices, yabby pumps, digging, this nice bit. Look at that.
These are all of the concentrates I managed to mine out that day. I spent about 2 hours crevicing, and I did indeed find some very nice pickers. And I'm going to run them over the miller table, but first... You see, this was filmed like 5 weeks ago, just as the peak worst symptoms of the Ross River virus had kicked in, and oh my god was I suffering. This virus has absolutely crippled me in terms of my energy and the amount of pain I'm in every day, and whilst I am slightly better than what I was back then, I am still having to make a choice about what I'm going to do each day. Like, I get one thing, maybe. And if I do that one thing, like prospecting or weightlifting, I'm out for at least the next 24 hours. And this day was one of the first days I really had to make that choice, and I was unbelievably angry about it. And the anger kicked in hard enough that it turned my depression on, and then it was just a whole bunch of suck. And I literally just did not have the energy to be able to finish filming that day. I had to make the choice whether I wanted to pan or whether I wanted to make a video. And I couldn't do both, so I picked panning. And what I realized is that there's probably a whole bunch of people watching my show right now who are dealing with similar physical issues, possibly even worse than mine. And they're looking for any excuse not to go out. But here's the thing, I have to now make a choice. Do I want to stay at home and feel terrible and sorry for myself, or do I want to be on the creek feeling terrible and sorry for myself? And every time I will pick the creek because it's what I love to do. So if a physical ailment is preventing you from taking that step towards going out and trying gold prospecting for the first time, I implore you to give it a go, because there's nothing worse than sitting at home and wondering if you could have, when you could have been out there, given it a shot.
Bernie, come on.
Every night Fern and I do drills, so she stays sharp.
So clever, Missy. Watch. Heel. Good.
I'm going to show you my favorite two techniques that I use when dealing with lots of black sand and coarse gold. There is a super sweet mixture of very coarse gold and very fine gold in these concentrates. I'm going to use this 30 mesh classifier to separate the fine gold concentrates and the large gold concentrates. I'm going to use a miller table down there to process the fine gold and a special technique to do the large stuff. By the looks of it, I'm not going to have to do too much work with the big stuff. Honestly, I thought we were going to end up with a lot more plus 30 mesh black sand than that, but we didn't. I'm still going to demonstrate this technique. It's very simple and super effective when the gold is chunky. Add a little water. I've got about half a riffle's worth of water in there. You can see how the water level only comes up about halfway on that first riffle. Then you just want to shake it all into one area. Put the pan flat, see how the water is covering evenly across the base. And then what we're going to do is start making circles. Either clockwise or anti-clockwise, doesn't really matter. And as you do a circle, it pulls all the large black sand away from your gold. See? Literally as simple as that. You will get a little bit of loss, but you can mitigate that by tapping on your pan as you make those circles, which I can't do because I'm holding a camera. One more time, just for funsies. Start spinning. See how it's all separating away? Give it a tap, walks everything back up to the top. And it literally just walks it away. But it only really works this efficiently on super chunky gold. You can totally use this technique on fine gold as well, but you've got to add one more step to it. Instead of holding your pan level, you want to tilt the water into one of the corners of the pan, stratify everything into it, then start making your circles. And as you start making your circles, you want to roll the pan. This is a slow roll. You're not doing it as fast as what I just did then. Watch this. We start spinning the water in circles, and then I'm going to start rolling the pan, and see how this stuff separates from where the gold is. The problem is it will drag some of your finer gold with it. See how we're starting to get a separation of gold and black sand? Then all you would do is tap the top of the pan here, and that walks this gold away from the black sand. Just like this. Now I can suck that up and I have a considerably less amount of black sands to deal with. We're going to suck this gold up. And this gold. And now we're going to just extract the rest of the gold using the Miller table. I've got the Miller table set at a very, very shallow angle. And that means I'm getting a much higher retention rate when it comes to separating my gold from my black sands, especially with this really fine stuff. All this fine stuff is what was left after using that spinning water technique to separate the gold and black sands. And this is why I said it's better for chunky stuff. You will get a lot of loss using that if you don't use another method to clean your gold up completely. And this is all of it together. Not a bad day. Some of those crevices have definitely not been hit in a long while. And at this point I usually just use a regular panning technique to get rid of that last little bit of black sand, so I have pretty much clean gold concentrates. Get back up there, little roly-poly. For my persistence, I was rewarded with a few nice little pickers. These aren't very common in my area, and that just goes to show you how these crevices hadn't been worked in quite a long time. And of course, they make the noise. And I think I will definitely be going back there and making a full crevicing video where I show you guys the remainder of the crevices that I didn't work. But for now, it's time to get this on the scales. This is pretty chunky gold for my area, and I reckon there's going to be close to a gram in there. Let's say 0.8. Holy crap. Alright, 0.792. I don't normally get that close for guessing. 0.792 grams of gold is worth $66.46 Australian at the time of recording, which is $66 more than I would have had if I had just stayed at home. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please give your dog a big scratch behind the ears for me. And until next time, get out in the creek. Enjoy yourself.